Nice afternoon flight. Sure, we got fuel. And then let's sign into Bush Talk Radio in case we come over any landmarks. The lady will give us some nice facts about it. 25th out of 61. I mean, maybe. I feel like the difference between, top cut and not top cut is probably like a hit or two. Probably comes down to a variance, like I don't know if there's that much of a difference here. Get ready for takeoff. Looks like we got some nice mountains in front of us. Couple hull here, couple hull there, crit here, crit there. All right, looks like we got a waypoint over here. Let's check it out. Now, I have never been to Hawaii. This is literally the closest that I have ever been to Hawaii. So, looking forward to it. I've always been told of the beauty. Looking forward to finding out. NCX Hawaii trip when? I think we're going to need to grow a little bit bigger before we can pull that one off. I like this plane because it's nice and slow. Allows you to really get a good look at things. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think I'm not in live players right now because I'm going to be so close to the city that I don't want the game to freeze up on me in live. Hey, Dutch, how's it going, man? Did you play today, Dutch? Were you in the tournament? I don't know about you guys, but when I think Hawaii, I don't think like tall buildings and skyscrapers, right? I mean, that's literally just ignorance on my part. Nice. Good job, Dutch. A nice modern city. Of course, they all look like modern cities these days. I've never flown over a city and been like, you know what, this doesn't look modern to me. It is the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific. We'll see if this is in the database. Hopefully it is. Let's circle around, see if we can't get a closer look, or a better look on that.
Honolulu approach Savage Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is type Savage SAVG 5 miles east of Honolulu. Request flight following.
It's very neat, Dutch. I really love this game.
Squawk 1205.
Squawk 1205 Savage X-Ray Golf Sierra.
National Memorial Cemetery. Let me make sure.
Sierra radar contact 5 miles east of Honolulu 600 feet.
Make sure I'm in the
National 902.
being tracked. Sure am.
Honolulu is the
Copy,
capital
7
and
X-ray
largest
Golf
city
Sierra.
of the U.S. state of Hawaii. It is an unincorporated part of and the
Honolulu
county
approach
seat of the
Savage
city
Alpha
and
Sierra
county of
X-ray Golf
Honolulu
Sierra.
along the southeast coast of
Request
the
clearance
island
to
of
transition
Oahu.
Bravo airspace.
The city is the main gateway to Hawaii and a major portal into the United
Savage Alpha
States.
Sierra, X-ray
The
Golf
city is
Sierra,
also a major
Honolulu
hub for
approach.
international business
Clear
and
through the
military
Bravo
defense,
airspace.
as well as being host to a diverse variety of East, West, and Pacific cultures,
Clear through
cuisine,
Bravo
and
airspace.
traditions.
Savage X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Honolulu is the westernmost and southernmost major U.S. city. For statistical purposes, the United States Census Bureau recognizes the approximate area commonly referred to as City of Honolulu as a census county division. Honolulu is a major financial center of the islands and of the Pacific Ocean. The population of the Honolulu census-designated place was 345,064 as of the 2019 population estimate, while the Honolulu CCD was 390,738. Honolulu means sheltered harbor or calm port in Hawaii. The old name is Ko, a district roughly encompassing the area from Nuuanu Avenue to Alakia Street and from Hotel Street to Queen Street, which is the heart of the present downtown district. The city has been the capital of the Hawaiian Islands since 1845 and gained historical recognition following the attack on Pearl Harbor by Japan near the city on December 7, 1941. As of 2015, Honolulu was ranked high on World Livability Rankings and was also ranked as the second safest city in the US. It is also the most populated Oceanian city outside Australasia and ranks second, Auckland, as the most populous city in Polynesia.
There's a little bit about Honolulu. That was way more than I thought. That was pretty cool. Not Liquid One, welcome in, buddy. How are you doing? Let's check out Diamond Head, Hawaii here. Nautical mile, yeah. You're right, Dutch. Nautical mile. Honestly, I don't know what a nautical mile is compared to a regular mile. I just know the number counts down. When the number gets down, I'm there. I've hiked Diamond Head. It's fun. All right. Hey, what's up, client? We're flying Honolulu today. Well, we're going to try and encompass this whole island. I don't really know what the island name is. Hey, Rocker, that makes sense. That's a good way to divide up. Let's see if our tour guide has anything for Diamond Head. If I had to guess, this looks like an old cratered volcano. But I don't know that for sure. Obviously extinct if they're building on it. Swing around and take another pass. She can be kind of slow in recognizing when we're someplace. Oh, doesn't look like we're getting anything about Diamond Head. Epionic, what do you know about it? We've got our map here. So I think Pearl Harbor is kind of the other direction. So maybe we circle around and kind of end our journey on Pearl Harbor. Broad saucer-shaped crater was formed about 300,000 years ago during a single explosive eruption that sent ash and fine particles into the air. As these materials settled, they cemented together into a nice rock called puff, creating the crater and which is visible from the trail in the park. Most of the vegetation and birds were introduced in the late 1800s to early 1900s. So it is an extinct volcano. That is super cool. Volcanoes, I don't know why, but ever since I was a kid, volcanoes have been, that's so bad. Volcanoes have been, like, very fascinating to me, but they also, like, scare the crap out of me. So this doesn't seem like any of the touristy parts. This seems like a part where you live. No huge beach or anything. But like built right into the mountains. Look at this neighborhood. It's built into the mountains here. Yeah. Hey Slothy. Colfax, can we get a shout out for Slothy Bear? We're touring Hawaii today. So interesting how they're just able to build into the mountain.
Savage, X-ray Golf, Sierra, you're leaving my airspace. Resume on navigation.
I've never been to Hawaii either. This is literally my first time to Hawaii. Wait, Rocketbot's back? Rocketbot's back, everybody! He's been gone for so long! It's been Streamlabs for so long, but now Rocketbot is back!
Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 1,100 feet.
Savage Alpha, Sierra X-ray Golf, Sierra Kaneohe approach continue as planned. Altimeter 29.9
Colfax. I need to make a profile picture for Rocketbot. Let's check out Hanama Bay. Sus. You don't have to follow Rocketbot, Subhedgehog. Rocketbot thrives on no followers. The lower expectations, the better for Rocketbot. Let's lose some altitude here. Even though that gains like a ton of speed, I'm gonna lower flaps some and then head down. And lower flaps all the way. And then drop down. There we go. Still gaining speed. Turns out gravity's a bitch. You guys can quote me on that. Gravity's a bitch.
Hanauma is a marine embayment formed within a tuff ring and located along the southeast coast of the island of Oahu in the Hawaii Kai neighborhood of East Honolulu, in the Hawaiian Islands. Hanauma is one of the most popular tourist destinations on the island and has suffered somewhat from overuse. At one time, this popular tourist destination accommodated over 3 million visitors per year. In 1956, dynamite was used to clear portions of the reef to make room for telephone cables linking Hawaii to the west coast of the US.
That is a little bit about Hanauma Bay. What a cool little spot. Can you imagine like living right there and just being able to take like a trip? That's an add-on I have for this game, Slothy. It doesn't come standard with the game. It's like a add-on downloaded for it, but it's pretty neat. Piracy is just a seaborne yoink. I don't know if I could live in Hawaii just because, like, I want to be able to go places.
Mekapu'u is the extreme eastern end of the island of Oahu in the Hawaiian Islands,
So this is
comprising
Oahu.
the remnant of a ridge that rises 647 feet above the sea.
This is
The
for
cliff
sure
at
volcano we're
Mekapu'u
flying over.
forms the
For
eastern
sure
tip
volcano.
and is the site of a prominent lighthouse. The place name of this area, meaning bulging eye in Hawaiian, is thought to derive from the name of an image said to have been located in a cave here called Kaneohe. The entire area is quite scenic and a panoramic view is presented at the lookout on Kalanianaule Highway, where the roadway surmounts the cliff just before turning south towards leeward Oahu and Honolulu. The Mekapu'u area is reached approximately 2 kilometers east of Waimanalo Beach on Kalanianaule Highway, or from the Honolulu side traveling east along the same highway beyond Sandy Beach. The Mekapu'u Point State Wayside Park, a 38-acre roadside park, is about midway up the draw on the right-hand side coming from Hawaii Aikai. Features of special interest in this area include Mekapu'u Point Lighthouse is a 46-foot tall, active United States Coast Guard lighthouse established in 1909. Construction for the lighthouse was prompted by the grounding of the steamer Manchuria in the pre-dawn hours on August 20, 1906 on the reefs off Waimanalo. The lighthouse was automated in 1974 and its keeper's quarters demolished in 1987, but the remnants are still visible. The lighthouse contains a roughly 12-foot tall French Fresnel hyperradial lens, the largest lens in use in the United States. The lens is able to magnify and intensify the illumination of a single electrical 1000-watt, 120-volt light bulb. It was damaged by a vandal firing a bullet at it, but the lens is still in service as it is no longer reproducible. A popular day hike along the access road to the lighthouse begins at a parking lot located south of the Mekapu'u lookout on Kalanianaule Highway. A second trail leads from the remnants of the keeper's quarters to the lighthouse, but it is off-limits to the public. The lighthouse itself is also off-limits to the public and is protected by 3 locked gates.
Does that ever blow anyone else's mind when they're like, we can't make these things anymore that we made in like the 70s? It's like, why not? Like, what got worse since the 70s that you just can't make this? Yeah, that lighthouse was not only a tangent, but like a long tangent. Yeah, like going to the moon. Look at this cliff face. I mean, we're a good 1,000 feet up, so these got to be like 1,300 feet cleave. This is awesome. I think, did Knuckles say he used to live on the other side of the island? We're going to go all the way around it, I think. Stub, you gotta. At some point, it's gotta die. Alright, looks like we're gonna go to Olamana next. We're all becoming experts in Hawaii. So now when you go, you can impress the locals with your knowledge. I hear they love that. Look at these beaches. I mean, I've lived near beaches, right? Like, I used to live near Clearwater Beach. It's one of the biggest, like, spring break destination beaches there is. And those are nice beaches, too. But wow, these look nice. Yeah, that does make sense, Sub, but like, You know, if it's like a type of thing that you would need, you would think someone would produce it. Like, there's got to be money in it, right?
Olamana is a set of 3 mountainous peaks on the windward side of Oahu near Kailua and Waimanalo. While historically only the first peak was called Olamana and the second and third Pakui and Ahiki respectively, most people call the entire section Olamana. Geologically speaking, Olamana is an erosional remnant from within the caldera of the Kaneohe volcano. In Hawaiian, Olamana means divided hill. According to ancient Hawaiian legend, Olamana was a giant warrior who ruled the lands on the windward side of Oahu from Kualoa to Makapu. During this time Awapor, the king of Oahu, sent the great warrior Palila to battle Olamana, subsequently cutting Olamana in half. His upper torso was said to be in the Pacific Ocean near Kaneohe Bay, leaving his lower half where Mount Olamana is today. According to the legend of Makalai, the peak Ahiki was named for one of Chief Olamana's favorite Konahiki, and the peak Pakui was named for the keeper of Ka Elapuru fish ponds.
Her pronunciation is much better than mine would. So, did they say that this... I think they said this whole thing here is a huge caldera. Look at the size of this caldera. I saw another waypoint over here. Let's check out what we got. Knuckles says there's a Marine base. I think that's where we're headed right now. This Marine, yeah, Marine Corps. There it is. Check out that base by the bay. Attack seagulls. Knuckles, what kind of wildlife do you have? Like, what kind of like insects are on Hawaii? Have like mosquitoes made it there and shit? I'm always fascinated that like just some places just don't have like some places just don't have snakes because snakes have just never made it there. And it's usually islands that seem to be the most insulated. Yet. Which is what we're smuggling today. We've stolen the Canadian Royal Jewels. We've stolen the West Canadian Royal Jewels. And now we're stealing snakes and we're spreading them everywhere. Sorry. The royal jewels are mine. So I don't know if there'll be an entry for the Marine base. I just kind of want to look at it. I wonder if this was where Ando was when he went into Hawaii, because he was a Marine, right? Wouldn't you get sick and tired of all the motherfucking snakes on your motherfucking airplane? That's a good one. That is good. Sub Hedgehog, take notes. Seems like a really huge fucking base, right? I mean, like, this is like people live here base. And they lived on the beach. Oh, I remember you telling me this. Like, after you got out, or you had, like, vacation time you just didn't use.
Marine Corps Base Hawaii,
Oh, here we go.
Formerly Marine Corps Air Station Kaneohe Bay and originally Naval Air Station Kaneohe Bay, is a U.S. Marine Corps facility and air station located on the Mokopa Peninsula of Windward, Oahu in the city and county of Honolulu. For census purposes, the area is demarcated as the Kaneohe Station census-designated place, with a population at the 2010 census of 9,517. Marine Corps Base Hawaii is home to Marines, sailors, their family members and civilian employees. The United States Marine Corps operates a 7,800-foot runway at the base. MCBH is home for the 3rd Marine Regiment, Marine Aircraft Group 24, Combat Logistics Battalion 3 3rd Radio Battalion, and the Navy's Patrol and Reconnaissance Wing 2. The base lies between the two largest Windward Oahu communities of Kailua and Kaneohe, and the main gate is reached at the eastern end of Interstate H3. The main access to the base is by either H3 or Mokopa Road. MCB Hawaii is located on the windward side of Oahu, approximately 12 miles northeast of Honolulu. Marine Corps Base Hawaii occupies the entire Mokopa Peninsula of 2,951 acres. Two areas of the base are classified conservation land, which includes the Ulupor Crater area and the Nupia Pond area.
Man. Like Slothy was saying earlier, I don't know if I'd want to live here, but like, sometimes you just get the urge to stare out at an ocean, and imagine just being able to quench that urge every day somewhere as pretty as this. I don't know what it looks like now, but the old naval station Alameda is where they filmed the freeway scenes. I thought they built freeways for that movie. That is, you're not wrong, Epionic. You're not wrong. Sand does get everywhere. It's coarse and rough. Yeah, that's how living in LA was, Sub. I didn't live near the ocean in LA. It was a little bit of a drive to get to like Santa Monica. I really like Santa Monica though. If you guys ever have a chance to go, like the pier walk there was really cool. The 3rd Street Promenade I really liked. There was a comedy club down there, so whenever I did shows there, I would have to like find parking somewhere and just walk to that comedy club. Yeah, it's a very big beach. I never went to Huntington Beach, even though I was there for like 8 years. I'm not a huge beach guy, like fucking obviously, but you know, when my family moved from Buffalo to Florida, like, there's just a lot of beach stuff there. So a lot of times your friends are like, yo, we're going to the beach. You want to go? And I'm like, well, do I want to be at home or do I want to go hang with my friends? I guess I'll go hang with my friends. You saw Chelsea Peretti at UCB? Was that UCB? That had to be UCB Franklin because Craig Ferguson ended while I was there. That UCB theater was like fucking impossible to park at. But they bought this huge building on Sunset. But that building, in the course of the pandemic, that place closed down as well. I think the only place left is the Ferguson. The Franklin ECB. Man, I love all these like little homes you can just see dotted in. Anytime I see like a rough circular shape, like you see what's ahead of us, like this mountain, like with a ring, then a valley, and then another ring, I'm always wondering if this is like a huge ass volcano. Just like an extinct huge ass volcano that like kind of created these islands, you know? See where on the map we are here. This area seems like a shit ton of wilderness. Well, let's go find the Insta models for Candid. Yeah, that's why we're diving down, so we can get the super good Insta model. Got our flaps down so we can dive down at a controlled speed. That's gotta be a caldera, right? To our left here, that's gotta be. Now the area we're approaching right now is called Insta Model Beach. And it's where all the Insta models go to get their Insta model pics. Don't fact check that, it's 100% true. This is the #1 Insta model beach in the world.
Who do you think you are? I am!
That actually scared me. I was like, what the fuck was that? Yeah, it's gonna narrow it down. That'd be pretty funny. I mean, I don't know if I want to do that much work, but like creating fake narrations for like the Midwest. And there were 14 murders here.
Savage X-ray Golf Sierra contact Honolulu approach on 118 decimal tree.
Going to 118 decimal tree, Savage X-ray Golf Sierra.
You're never going to be able to convince me that this at one point wasn't a volcano.
Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra minus 1,000 feet.
Savage Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Honolulu approach. Continue as planned. Altimeter 200 decimal area to you.
I mean, this is just like bonkers pretty. Like just absolutely bonkers. Full hard facts. Give Candid a shout out. Actually, Candid, you as well could give yourself a shout out. You have the power. You've got the power. Yeah. Well played. Well played. Man. I wonder what the vibe of these like communities is, right? I wonder if it's like the stereotypical like beach town laid back hippiness, or if like they're all call center business agents. Check where we are on the map here. So we're about to make a left around Oahu here. Really focus in. We haven't really gone down. I want to kind of stick to the coast, but I do want to kind of see what's in the middle here. Maybe we do that at the end, after Pearl Harbor. Dedicated to timeshares. Well, you can see a little bit of farmland there. Looks like Quiltianity has made its appearance in Hawaii.
The Polynesian Cultural Center is a
Ooh.
Polynesian-themed theme park and living museum located in Lae, on the northern shore of Oahu, Hawaii. The PCC is owned by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and dedicated on October 12, 1963, and occupies 42 acres of land belonging to nearby Brigham Young University, Hawaii. The PCC encompasses 8 simulated tropical villages, in which performers demonstrate various arts and crafts from throughout Polynesia. Visitors may also take a free shuttle tour of the university and see the LDS Church's Lae Hawaii Temple and its associated visitor center. 70% of the PCC's approximately 1,300 employees are students at BYU Hawaii. Since it has opened, the PCC has provided financial assistance to more than 12,000 BYU Hawaii students. Students may work up to 20 hours per week during school terms and 40 hours during breaks. As a non-profit organization, PCC's revenue are used for daily operations and to support education.
That was a remarkably nice spin on a Mormon church. I do not know where this lady pulls her stuff from, but that almost felt like propaganda. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Honestly, I think she just reads like Wikipedia articles out loud. Like, I think that's what it is. It like pulls the front paragraph of Wikipedia. So in that case, it wouldn't surprise me because you can just edit that to whatever you want, and who the fuck cares about it enough to edit it out? Yeah, I'm sure they gave that land away. That'd be hilarious, cold hard facts. Straight up hilarious. Hi, Greg. Greg, I've been watching you. Your flying is mediocre. Your X-Wing playing is worse. Your stream sucks, and Spectrum is the all-seeing eye. Yeah, Greg loves Spectrum. Oh my god. I would flip my shit so hard. Hi, Greg. Do you like violence? Do you want to see me stick 9-inch nails through each one of my eyelids? I want to see what this building is here. Does anyone know what this building is on the outrage is? I feel like that's a place like Tony Stark would live. Missiles away! Iron Man 2, anyone? That's everyone's favorite Iron Man, right?
Stay on target. We're too close. Stay on target.
Honestly, it looks like a hotel. It's probably a hotel. That straight up looks like it's got a pool. I bet you it's a hotel. Now we're heading on the north side of the island. Yeah, that's where we're having NCX Con 220. Fuck. Talking is hard. Someone redeem cool. That's where we're gonna have NCX Con 2021. Whatever resort that is.
Floundering is worse than silence.
Oh, cool, 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 no doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
I bet you there's a lot of Insta models on this beach. Look at how beautiful this is. That's a nice big beach. This is so pretty. How much do you think these homes are? Honestly, how many millions do you think these homes are worth? Sub Hedgehog saying there might not be that much. I don't trust you. More than 100,000. Yeah, just slightly. My house was 145,000, and let me tell you, it's not on a beach. Why move to Buffalo from Los Angeles? A, I have family here. B, life is so much cheaper. And I have an attached garage. Ooh! A wind farm! $1.5 million. Honestly, that's a lot cheaper than I thought it would be. Like a lot cheaper. No, I keep pretty good tabs on what my home is worth. $17.5 million. Fuck. I'm gonna need to get way better looking on Twitch to get that kind of cash. Little known fact about Greggy, but I love wind farms. They look so cool. Straight up, Epionic, I think Slothy will be a partner by this time next year. I will actually take cash money bets on that. I love that shit. Look at these wind farms. So cool. That sounds awesome, client. And that's why I'm coming to Indiana. You think it was to visit you in Colfax? Nah, I'm just a wind farm connoisseur. Looks like we've reached the agricultural area of Oahu.
The North Shore, in the context of geography of the island of Oahu, refers to the north-facing coastal area of Oahu between Kaneohe Point and Kahuku. The largest settlement is Haleiwa. This area is best known for its massive waves, attracting surfers from all around the globe. The North Shore is considered to be the surfing mecca of the world. Every December, the area hosts 3 competitions, which make up the Triple Crown of surfing. The 3 men's competitions are the Hawaiian Pro, the O'Neill World Cup of Surfing, and the Billabong Pipeline Masters. The Pipe Masters was founded in 1971 and is regarded as the sport's top surfing contest. The 3 women's competitions are the Hawaiian Pro, the Roxy Pro Sunset, and the Billabong Pro on the neighboring island of Maui. The Northern Hemisphere winter months on the North Shore see a concentration of surfing activity, taking advantage of swells originating in the stormy North Pacific. Notable surfing spots include Waimea Bay and Sunset Beach. The North Shore only houses one large commercial hotel, the Turtle Bay Resort, which also has 2 world-class golf courses designed by Arnold Palmer and George Fazio. Other accommodations are available in privately run condos, house rentals, and a youth hostel.
That was pretty interesting. I really love this lady. She's giving me a lot of context for these games. For this game. It's giving me a lot of context for the areas we're over. I love it. You guys should create the Tri-City channel, community channel. I mean, that Discord is pretty much dead. And once I get the prizes out, and I've already got 30 of them enveloped. So once they're sent out, I mean, we're not using that Discord really again until we announce the next Tri-City venture. Which I do hope we do, but I think we all agree we kind of want to break. It's a lot of work. You remember Matthias Rust, the German guy who's plane and landed in Red Square in Moscow? I don't. I've never heard that story, but that sounds interesting. I do like the idea of a tri-city team tournament. That's a good idea to me. Fortunately, X-Wing has limited audience on Twitch. It's not good for discoverability. I agree. That's why I think it's like good to do some of these other games every once in a while, at least, you know? If you don't open up outside the X-Wing bubble, it's just like you're not even trying to draw new people in. And like I feel like through like Candid's networking, like a lot of the cream team, I feel like some of them are interested in learning X-Wing now. I feel like some of the Sea of Thieves people I've been watching might end up being interested if they, you know, take some time and watch the stream. Not that they have to. No one. I mean, it's not like you don't support people hoping that they support you back equally. You just do it because you like supporting people and you enjoy their shit. But some of the most fun I've had on Twitch is when we raid someone who is like almost at affiliate, you know, and we're able to push them over. That feels so good. That makes me so happy when we're able to do that. That is like the best. Yeah, you have to be into it and like learn it a little bit before it gets interesting to watch. Yeah, maybe we do that someday, client. I really want to do Mount Fuji. Yeah, same. See, I've tried to watch Legion on Yavin Base's channel, and like, if the game is just so slow and I don't know what's going on, so I inevitably end up turning it off to go watch something else, because like, just, you know, I want to understand what's going on. Like. Looks like a nice one runway here, airstrip, like a regional airfield. That is a long runway. It kind of looks like they segmented it into a couple runways, but they're like vertically aligned. We're gonna start heading south in a minute. And I'm looking forward to when we get over by PHJR, because I'm relatively certain that's Pearl Harbor. And before I dropped out of college to join the punk band, which I'm sure you guys remember, because you remember my life story, I was a history major. So, like, that kind of thing really appeals to me. What is this waypoint out here? Kaneohe Point? Kaneohe Point? Check that out. I was a history major with a focus on World War II. And then I was a guitar player with a focus on pop punk. Let's go. Did you think about teaching? I'm stay-at-home dad now. I thought about teaching for about half a second, then I was like, that sounds pretty early in the morning. Man, what a scenic drive this must be. You can see the road down there. You got the cliff to your left, the endless ocean to your right, and a slow Volkswagen in front of you. You're blaring out Semi-Charmed Life by Third Eye Blind, and you're feeling like life is as good as it's ever gonna get. And then you see
Kharima or
Insta model.
Kharima Point is the
Oh, here we go.
westernmost tip of land on the island of Oahu. The point can be reached on foot from both the east and southeast. An unimproved track extends some 3 miles along the coast from the end of the paved road on the east side, where a gate prevents entry of all except authorized vehicles. On the southeast side, at Kharima State Park, a paved road passes a beach before terminating into an unpaved road. It continues for a few miles, after which the road is washed out, and further travel must be on foot. It is not possible to travel around the point in a vehicle, as the route is better described as a path in most places, and is lined on one side with a cliff and on the other with basalt rocks, which are quite capable of damaging vehicles. In Hawaiian, Ka'ina means the heat. The area was named after a brother or cousin of Pele who accompanied her from Kahiki. The state of Hawaii has designated the point as a natural area reserved to protect nesting Lysan albatrosses and wedge-tailed shearwaters, Hawaiian monk seals, and the fragile native strand vegetation that has been restored there. Some ancient Hawaiian folklore states that Ka'ina Point is the jumping-off point for souls leaving this world.
Alright, so if you want to know what happens to us when you die, this is the spot where you leave this world. Johnson Atoll. You can check it out.
I can hold it. Pull up! No, I'm all right.
All right. We've now turned, I want to say south. See if I got a compass anywhere in this fucking plane. Oh, there it is. So we're kind of like southeast. Yeah. Southeast here. Oh, there it is. It's fucking right in the top left. What an idiot. There's just nothing over here, huh? I wonder if this is all like government-owned land that they just have made like a preserve. Dash, we are exploring Hawaii, Oahu. Right now we are headed southeast, so we're on the western side of Oahu. We should be coming around to Pearl Harbor pretty soon, I think. Government stolen land. I mean, yeah, that's all government land. Like, are we pretending that we're not all on stolen land? Because I'm down to pretend, but... So I think down here is Pearl Harbor. We're a little bit up here. So we should be coming around it soon. Yeah, look at how awesome this is. No, Maze. I don't think there's anywhere that you just can't go. It might not have like the actual stuff from maps in it, but I bet you could fly over the area it's through. It might just have like generic looking fake buildings. Oh, you lived out here too? Knuckles was in here earlier saying he lived out here. mean, these to me also look like calderas. Like, does that not look like a caldera to you guys? That looks like a caldera to me. But maybe it's not. Maybe I'm crazy, but like that kind of thing with that like distinct bowl. Here we go. I think we're going to be entering the more like resorty, touristy part of Oahu now. I think like this coast is more like tourist beaches style. I could be wrong. Take a dive. Let's lose some altitude so we can get a little closer look at this area. To the left is the highest peak. Do you have to have a flap lever on the yoke? No. I use, so F5 is flaps like fully up, 0. F8 is down all the way. And then F7 is halfway. F6 is if you have more control over the flaps, but these prop planes usually only have none half full. We're still a little bit away from Pearl Harbor. See a nice little dock down there. I'm sure there's a nice mix of like tourists and like fishing boats. Maybe even some touristy fishing boats. This area is built up really nice. Hawaii has a very like everything's a suburb feel. Does that make sense? Like aside from like downtown Honolulu, which we saw beginning this trip, everything kind of feels like its own little town. Yeah, there's a lot of land that is like not developed. Like there's all this land here where you probably could build homes, but I'm sure they have a reason for not doing it. Or maybe just no one's really interested in doing it, but like there's a lot of space. But like I mean, do we really want people to build more? Like, we don't, right? Like, we all kind of agree that we don't want more building there? A lot of Insta models in these parts. Hey, Colfax, can you do me a favor and look up what button active pause is on the keyboard for this game? So I might want to do that when we get over Harbor. No, that's not active pause. Active pause will stop your plane and let you rotate the camera. So many Insta models down there in the beach. Say hello to your favorite Insta models, everybody. They're all down there. Promise you. The one by print screen? So F12 or scroll lock? To the left or right of print screen? It says pause. Oh, pause break. Oh, what do you know? It is. 100% it is. That's a neat feature to have. Yeah, this game for some reason hates when I switch keyboards because like I have my stream computer and then my game computer. And most games I can switch like the keyboard and just like do something on my stream computer, like type in chat or whatnot. But for some reason Microsoft Flight Simulator hates when I do this, so I have to keep my keyboard onto the game computer or it freezes. Man, this plane is nice. This is a great sightseeing plane. So we should be getting to Pearl Harbor, like this should be it when we round this corner here. I want to be a little lower for that. There's Kaneohe, and be thankful I'm not the one doing the narrating on these, because like, would I ever be bad at it? Holy hell. Kalealoa. I'm going with Kalealoa. Aulani. Well, that's not it. So this has got to be like around the area, right? Am I crazy? Oh, we still got a little more. So like I'm kind of over here on the other side. Let's see if she has anything to say about this area. This looks like a super resorty area. Like look at that smiley face. What a smiley face lagoon there. That's the Insta lagoon. For real, this is where all the Insta models are. We found them, everybody. And this looks like a harbor of some sort. Got the docks. That looks like Freight Harbor almost. Maps didn't do a great job in that section. It's all like flat picture. Pearl Harbor's got to be around here somewhere. Thank you. We're exploring Oahu. Taking a little trip to Hawaii, seeing what's on there. I am relatively certain that Pearl Harbor's right ahead of us. I'm hoping that's Pearl Harbor. Like right over here. Once we get closer, we should get some like POIs popping up. It's HT, do you mean at PHNL? Yeah, so right over there, yeah. Yeah, we're in the right direction. There's the POI. There's another POI. The attack on Pearl Harbor over there. There we go.
Pearl Harbor is an American lagoon harbor on the island of Oahu, Hawaii, west of Honolulu. It has been long visited by the naval fleet of the United States before it was acquired from the Hawaiian Kingdom by the U.S. with the signing of the Reciprocity Treaty of 1875. Much of the harbor and surrounding lands is now United States Navy Deepwater Naval Base. It is also the headquarters of the United States Pacific Fleet. The U.S. government first obtained exclusive use of the inlet and the right to maintain a repair and coaling station for ships here in 1887. The attack on Pearl Harbor by the Empire of Japan on December 7, 1941, was the immediate cause of the United States' entry into World War II.
That's it, huh? That's all they're gonna give us on Pearl Harbor? Maybe the attack landmark will give us a little more. Yeah, she talked more about the fucking lighthouse, the goddamn Mormons. Let's see if we can find where the Arizona Museum is. The USS Arizona, like the museum they built on it. See if we can figure out where that is.
The attack on Pearl Harbor was a surprise military strike by the Imperial Japanese Navy Air Service upon the United States against the naval base at Pearl Harbor in Honolulu, territory of Hawaii, just before 8 o'clock on Sunday morning, December 7, 1941. The attack led to the United States' formal entry into World War II the next day. The Japanese military leadership referred to the attack as the Hawaii Operation and Operation AI, and as Operation Z during its planning. Japan intended the attack as a preventive action to keep the United States Pacific Fleet from interfering with its planned military actions in Southeast Asia against overseas territories of the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, and the United States. Over the course of 7 hours there were coordinated Japanese attacks on the US-held Philippines, Guam, and Wake Island, and on the British Empire in Malaya, Singapore, and Hong Kong. The attack commenced at 7:48 a.m. Hawaiian time. The base was attacked by 353 Imperial Japanese aircraft in 2 waves, launched from 6 aircraft carriers. Of the 8 U.S. Navy battleships present, all were damaged, with 4 sunk. All but USS Arizona were later raised, and 6 were returned to service and went on to fight in the war. The Japanese also sank or damaged 3 cruisers, 3 destroyers, an anti-aircraft training ship, and 1 minalaya. A total of 188 U.S. aircraft were destroyed, 2,403 Americans were killed and 1,178 others were wounded. Important base installations such as the power station, dry dock, shipyard, maintenance, and fuel and torpedo storage facilities, as well as the submarine piers and headquarters building were not attacked. Japanese losses were light, 29 aircraft and 5 midget submarines lost, and 64 servicemen killed. Kazuo Sakamaki, the commanding officer of one of the submarines, was captured.
I think that's it.
Japan announced a declaration of war on the United States later that day, but the declaration was not delivered until the following day. The following day,
See that's
December
a battleship
8th,
right there.
Congress declared war on Japan. On December 11th, Germany and Italy each declared war on the US, which responded with a declaration of war against Germany and Italy. There were numerous historical precedents for the unannounced military action by Japan, but the lack of any formal warning, particularly while peace negotiations were still apparently ongoing, led President Franklin D. Roosevelt to proclaim December 7, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. Because the attack happened without a declaration of war and without explicit warning, the attack on Pearl Harbor was later judged in the Tokyo trials to be a war crime.
I actually didn't know that they judged it to be a war crime. That's actually new information for me. Yeah, some of the stuff isn't 3D. Like, you can clearly tell that they're just like implanting satellite 2D pictures on top of it. That is our tour. We've been all the way around. We're coming back to Honolulu here. Let's find a spot to land. I do not care about acquiring clearance. No one will stop me. I mean no one. Tried landing on streets before the client, and I can't do it.
Approach Savage Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Savage Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Honolulu approach. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
God,
Bravo airspace,
these conversations take for fucking ever. Everyone's got to fucking talk through it about 1 billion times.
Honolulu Tower Savage Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is 3 miles northwest with Kilo to land.
Savage Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Honolulu Tower. Fly right base, runway 4 right. Altimeter 29.902, wind 260 at 3. Savage X-Ray Golf Sierra cleared to land runway 4 right. Wind 260 at 3.
Well, I don't know which one 4 is, so we're just gonna pick this one. We're gonna call it a day.
Savage X-Ray Golf Sierra, did you hear my last transmission?
Oh, I sure did. Yeah, they're a little salty, but you know what? Fine. Let them be.
Savage X-Ray Golf Sierra, acknowledge last transmission.
Nope, not gonna. Well, this is 8 left, not 4 right, but you know what? Seems fine to me. Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Savage X-Ray Golf Sierra, did you copy?
Anytime you want a touchdown, it's fine with me.
X-Ray Golf Sierra ATC services terminated.
Here we go.
Honolulu approach Savage Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is type Savage SADG 2 miles northwest of Honolulu minus 1,900 feet. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
And we're breaking.
Savage Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Honolulu.
And we're breaking.
Squawk 4056.
Squawk
Engine down.
4056 Savage X-Ray Golf Sierra.
And we're breaking. Can't brake too hard or you flip the plane over. And we're stopped. And landing brake is on. Flaps are up. Engine is off.